that first experiment there seemed to have worked. So we're going to get into it right away. We've got something kind of special. Unfortunately, we don't have the product in hand. It is so new. It's coming out very soon, and it's kind of probably the first place you're going to hear about it. Now, you might think of DSPORT magazine as primarily an engine magazine. I mean, we do a lot of things about power and stuff like that, but don't forget, it takes all the components in the car for it to work right. So suspension is key, especially if you've got a street car or a track car and you want to put that power to the ground, and you want to be able to go and hit the racetrack and stuff like that. We're good back here? Okay, good. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, I want to do a giveaway, right? Let's break this out with just a giveaway. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get more of you guys on our Facebook instead of our Instagram. Why? Because you're going to see a better show. Anyways, Facebook guys, if you're out there right now, the first one to answer the question I'm going to give you correctly is going to win a Citation 1. Instagram guys, we still love you, okay? Esquire Mini 2 for you if you answer this question. Now, this question is a little bit physics related, so hopefully some of you people out there know a little bit about physics. But you know, on a suspension, there's two main components, as we'll see here. There is the spring element, and then there's the damper, or the shock absorber, whatever you want to call it. It's been called a lot of different names. Now, the spring itself has a spring constant. You know, that's the spring rate, they say. And what it does is as it gets squeezed, it gives you an amount of resistance of force based on how much you squeezed it. Now, a damper, the shock absorber, it also gives a resistance, but it's not by the distance it's compressed, it's by something else. Answer that question, be the first on either of those platforms, and you're going to win one of these. Okay, so we're going to keep going, and hopefully somebody answers it. If not, I'm taking them both home. So, all right. So what is it that KW has? Well, you may remember we've used KW suspension for a number of years. Our Project Fiesta ST, which we'll be featuring later in the week, has a full KW Variant 3 suspension in it. And it's they've always worked really well for us. Do we have a question here?
We have an answer by weight.
No, you can't give me the wrong answer, Bassam. You should know this, okay? Aren't you editor-in-chief or something?
It resists the movement of the spring.
What? No.
I'm giving you the answers.
All right. Well, as soon as we get the right answer.
Preload.
No.
Stabilization of the amount of resistance.
No. Wow, guys. I guess we have to do a good suspension article for you guys. What?
Gas pressure inside the damper.
No. Wow, really? Really? Nobody? I'm taking both these home?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, so I'm going to repeat the question. All right, just so you guys hear it now. Now, with a spring, it gives a resistance force based on how much it's compressed, the distance it's compressed. Now, a damper, shock absorber, whatever you want to call it, it gives a resistance force, but it's not based on how much it's compressed, because you set that shock absorber at 2 inches of compression, it's not really doing anything. But something else is giving you a resistance force with that. Do we have the right answer?
Rebound.
No. Nope.
Velocity.
Oh, who said that? Who said that?
That would be that M1 though.
Huh?
Someone probably has an M1.
Okay, anyways, so we got the right answer?
We got the right answer.
So we got the right answer on Instagram. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, type that in. Velocity. Be the first on YouTube. Or not YouTube, I'm sorry. Facebook. There we go. Anyways. Okay, so good. So we got some giveaways there. Good work, guys. Study up on your physics. And I think we're going to do some more suspension stuff for you guys. But let's get back to the KW and what that brand new product is. So, Sammy, let's go to their website here. You may have heard in the past about all of the different types of coilovers that KW offers. They've got their Variant 1, Variant 2, Variant 3, and Variant 4. And basically, each one of these variants are adding some more features, benefits, and technologies as they grow up in the line. So, there's a new one out. And if you're the first to answer what this new one is, to guess, you're going to get an Esquire Mini 2. Okay, another giveaway here. Esquire Mini 2. Who can guess what the new line is called? If nobody gets this, I'm going to be very disappointed with all of you. The previous lines were the variant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anybody with any active brain activity at all, if you can give me the answer. Yes! Very good!
Newman 4916.
All
Tyler,
right.
can you put notes for these guys?
We can go through the full footage later and get it.
It doesn't get recorded.
Okay, so
Doesn't get-
right there, we've got another winner. Okay, so guys, all right, so variant 5, what's happening with the variant 5? Well, let's take a look at the variant 5. We have one here. I'm not sure which application this is, but they make it for the Corvette C8. They're making it for the some of the Lamborghinis. A lot of the high-end cars. This is a $8,000 to $12,000 type retail price, really high-level product, and it basically is giving you low-speed rebound and compression adjustments. A lot of the things that were previously incorporated in just their full race shock, you can now get in the variant 5, and so they're going to have more applications. There's going to be more information. Hopefully later in the week we can get somebody from KW Suspension to join us via Zoom and kind of get them in on this production and answer some specific questions. I can't answer too much about it. I don't even have the thing here. But we want to let you know that it is out there. So if you've got a high-end car and you're looking for a solution for suspension, you might want to check in and get some more information on that.
People are asking how do they claim their prizes. We'll reach out to them after. We took their names down.
Yeah, we should have your name. Email us at inbox@hardmediainc.com. That's inbox@hardmediainc.com. What we'll do is we'll make a new CG that kind of puts that down there for the future contests that we run. Today is kind of our setup day of our SEMA event. Think of it that way. This is our setup day. SEMA doesn't normally start till Tuesday, but we want to let you know about some of the sneak peeks and things we got going on. We'll have a lot of the stuff sorted out on the production side, more so as we get along in the week. And yeah, back to the KW suspension. So variant 5, we have it for, they're going to be offering it for some of the high-end vehicles, the Corvette C8, Lamborghinis, between about high 7,000s to high 11,000s, I think is the price range for the full system. So if you have a high-end car, hopefully we'll be talking to them. Now another product from their sister company, ST Suspension, and I don't know too much about this one, but I did see that it did have some adjustability. So as we can get this, we can get the right picture pulled up. It's coming, don't worry. Yeah, let me see, I know it's, I want to just double check the application here. Put on my glasses since I am blind. All right. So this is the this is the StXta +3 coilover kit, and this is going to be fitting the 2015 and up Golf GTI. And this one right here is pretty cool because now you're going to be able to get, let's see, 3-way adjustable KW dampers. So it has 3-way adjustments. It even has the low speed dampening, or wait, low speed, is that rebound or dampening? I'll double check on that. But anyways, it is out. If you have that vehicle, find out more. Like I said, we're going to try to get them in later in the week. They're doing some SEMA 360 stuff, talking to their vendors and some of their customers right now. But hopefully later in the week they can free up some time and be joining us here. So now that we've got talked about that product, let me talk about another product here. You see, we kind of started off the show with these nice shiny aluminum intake manifolds here from Plasmaman, and got 2 of them here. So this is the first one up front here. This is the 4G63 edition. This one here fits the Evos. There's actually 2 different versions of this. One they call their street version, one they call their race version. The street version has a little bit longer runner in it, makes a little bit more low-end and mid-range torque than this one. But we decided to use this one on Sam's Evo build that we'll be doing. And it should be pretty fun. The engine's coming together. And just to show you some of the features of this, if you look, you can see very nice CNC machine work within the runners. So that allows them to have not just a geometry here at this end, but also at the entrance and the exit. So they're able to put taper in it. They're able to maintain the exact geometry they want for nice flow. And it uses an O-ring to create the seal between the head. And this one here, if I remember right, Sam, we set this up for drive-by-wire, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so this one's going to be running a Bosch drive-by-wire throttle body. And it should be interesting. You know, we've got Sam's car coming together, so shootout guys out there, it should be fun to see us putting that car together. It should hopefully run high eights, maybe mid eights, we'll see. I'm going to be dialing it in for the class and see what it can do. If you guys want more information on any of the Plasmaman stuff and the 4G63 manifold, please go to plasmaman.com. You can find out more. Over here, I can show you a little bit about what they did with the RB26 manifold. Now this one we're actually going to be using on our Project R33. And so let me show you a couple of the features on this one. So we decided on that vehicle to run a twin rail system. We're going to actually have 12 injectors on that car. And there are some different reasons why you might want to do that. Primarily, we're doing it so that we can run just about any fuel that we want to. The ID 2000s and the Fuel Injector Clinic 2200s or whatever they are, very popular injector for a number of years. We have those in the car right now, and they're great when they work well. They do have issues if you ever take your engine apart or take the injector out and you don't pickle it and spray it with WD-40 and do all these other things to make sure that moisture doesn't get in there. The problem with those injectors, one of the problems is they don't have stainless internals, so they are susceptible to moisture that you can get if you're running the 85 and all that kind of stuff. So rather than have to have any of those potential headaches, we're going to be going to a 12 injector setup. Haven't figured out which injectors yet, but I do know I wanted to do that and try that to have something a little bit different. So one of the advantages you have with the Plasmaman over some of the other options is you can go to a single rail and get 12 injectors. You can go to a single rail, get 6 injectors, or you can go to a twin rail and get 12 injectors. So you've got a lot of different ways to do it, and we just thought that having it so that we can, you know, essentially not have to put 12 injectors in one fuel rail works a lot better. So a little bit more plumbing, but a little bit more volume here. One nice thing about it. Now, other nice thing about the Plasmaman, a couple of the newer RB26 intake manifolds, let me show you what you used to have to deal with. So this is what I used to run on the R33. This is basically the factory, I guess it's kind of an intake manifold. I mean, this fits between the head and the factory throttle bodies. And in the past, this is where you would put, you know, attach your single throttle body conversion type manifold would go directly to this instead of going direct to the head. A lot of the reason why they had to do that was because on the bottom of this, you see they've got some water ports and different parts on the head where they were actually having some water flow go through. And basically, Plasmaman took care of that, so they didn't have to have an intermediate piece here by going with this type of setup here where you have the water basically going through the underside of the manifold. Essentially cleans it all up. I mean, if you've ever worked on one of these cars, even if these things didn't add power, which they do, but even if they didn't, I mean, the amount of mess it cleans up from the factory setup is amazing. You get so much of the plumbing and everything like that. Yes? Question.
Mike, why do I see people with 12 injectors on an RV, but they are making less than 1,000 horsepower?
That's from Blake.
From Blake. So why do people have 12 injectors but are making less than 1,000? Well, I mean, some people, you know, they like to run the smaller injectors. You know, you've got 12, but if you only have, you know, 12 injectors that are 550 cc, it's like having 6 injectors that are 1,100 cc. So, you know, there's different reasons for doing it. Staging the injectors, you could run 2 different types of fuel if you set up the fuel system that way. There's lots of different things you can do. There may or may not be an advantage in having the injectors back further at higher RPMs and for you know, a little bit more power, but you know, primarily it's for being able to use the type of injectors that you want to use. And the smaller injectors that have been around for a while, that have all stainless internals and stuff like that, they're a little bit more durable, a little bit more compatible with different fuels. There are some injectors that don't work well with additives like MTBE. So with that in hand, you may just, you know, want to do that. And sometimes you could save some money by doing it also, because if you could get, you know, some of the older injectors that you could find on some OE applications can be made to work, and you know, 6 of them wouldn't be enough flow, but 12 would. So that's one reason you could possibly go to that. Now on this setup here, we've also decided to go with a drive-by-wire throttle body. So this is a little bit different than the Hypertune we currently have on there. We've got a Hypertune with, I think it's like about a 100mm throttle body, and it's worked well. We've had it for a number of years, never split it apart, and it was just Plasmaman was anxious to have us want to, you know, try one of theirs out, and I said, okay, great, we'll give it a shot. And you know, receiving this thing, just the amount of the quality of the machine work and everything, it's a really nice piece. So I can't wait to get this on the car and see what we can do with that. Now, one other product from Plasmaman that I want to draw your attention to is the Plasmaman clamps, plasma clamps, I believe they're called. But basically, it's you know, we've seen another number of different clamp solutions out there on the market, and the way that this works is you've got the band here. These get welded onto each side, pushed together. The band goes over there, and bam, you've got a connection made. You know, a lot of the original clamp designs that are kind of similar to this were like the Wiggins clamp, which I've got one of those on my car now. And those clamps are great, but they're really, 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 really expensive. Whereas these clamps here, much less expensive, work extremely well, and you know, a lot better than pretty much anything you can get that's you know, a standard type clamp that you're going to put over silicone hose. So one way you can go with that, and you know, something to actually consider in your build in the future. We also saw a number of different designs of clamps that we might be testing in the future. So, you know, let us know. That's why we're here. You know, if there's things you want to know about, please let us know in the comments, shoot us emails, and that's what we'll do. We love to do testing and stuff. We might, I'm not sure we're going to get it done this week, but we talked about possibly taking this intake manifold and testing Sam's cylinder head with and without it. Actually, I'm sorry, with the factory intake manifold, with the aftermarket Plasmaman intake manifold on the flow bench. And might get some interesting data there. So that's one thing we might have planned. Might happen later this week. We're not sure. We're still trying to see if we'll be able to escape this room. So right now we kind of got the technology working in this room, and hopefully we can expand beyond this. But as of right now, this is where we're currently at. Plasmaman site's up there, so you can take a look and see some of the different products that they offer. And also, if you are interested, or if you are having any engines built here at the Club DSPORT facility, you do get an additional 10% off all the online pricing that you can find out there for Plasmaman if we're doing your build. So something to consider. If you like something there, put it together with a package, building your engine. And we do 4G63s, we do RB26, we do anything. We'll make the tooling if we don't have it. So any questions we have right now about any of the Plasmaman product? All right, so we look good for now. Thank you guys so much. We'll be joining back here in just a few minutes.